All right, and we are back with Love 3 with Heaven Wana. I'm so sorry. I'm just like my tongue just wants to trip over that. But I do want to give a shout out to Lance 1601 for the $10 donation of Speedrun Hype. Thank you so much, Lance. But yeah, we're now gonna let Heaven Wana take it away.
All right, thank you. So this is Love 3. It's mentioned earlier at, I believe is at Camp Out for Camp Tentry. I did Love 2 Kuso, doing category of Love 1 plus 2, 100%. On this one, I'm going to Love 3, category Love 3, 100%. Pretty much Love 3 just came out last December. It's the final game in the Love trilogy. Love is all about one little guy, 5'8", trying to find friends in the post-apocalyptic nightmare that he lives in, not the one we all live in. And so, this game, we're going to try and find every secret on all 25 of the new levels for Love 3. And this game has a real cool thing that tracks some stats that are kind of fun for speedrun marathons, especially charity ones. It's going to track how many times I die, because I'm going to die a lot. Like they said earlier, this looks like an Intellivision game, but with very much NES difficulty. It's going to track how many times I jump, because I'm going to jump a lot. It's a platformer. And then last of all, it's going to track how many times I put down a checkpoint. You could put a checkpoint wherever you want in this game, and that way you'll come back to life wherever you want. It's really cool. Of course, if you put a checkpoint somewhere that you're going to die, your checkpoint can die. That's bad news, so you gotta be careful about that. There's going to be some checkpoint abuse, death warps. We're going to have fun with that. One thing I'm going to do is, if you want a good incentive to donate to this great cause, AbleGamers is fantastic. I'm going to donate 5 cents at the end of my run for every jump, every death, every checkpoint. If you want to join me, 1 cent is probably more appropriate, because 5 is me putting my mouth where my money is, or money where my mouth is. There's going to be a lot of deaths, a lot of jumps, a lot of checkpoints. But I'm going to do 5 cents for each one. I'm expecting to donate somewhere around $60, give or take, off of that. And maybe I'll round it up, who knows? Probably will. So anyways, we're going to get started real soon. I will count it down. This game is really cool. There's a lot of level sets. We're doing the Love 3 one. It's 100%. I'll explain what that means as we get going. So I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, go. So 3, 2, 1, go. So this game, a couple things you're going to notice right away. If you know Love 2 Kuso, it's just like that in the sense that it is trichromatic. There is black, there is white, and every stage has a color. The color on this stage, kind of a rust. So there are a bunch of secrets. To get the secrets, to get 100%, you have to solve puzzles. On this stage, that is how I solved a puzzle. You might notice these lights lighting up as I jumped on them. That allowed that to open up to get over here, and we could continue on. Any percent is a heck of a lot quicker than 100% because you just go to the end. But we don't want to go to the end. We want the good ending. Like I said earlier, this game is all about 5'8" in the post-apocalypse, trying to find his way to find friends, and we want him to find some friends. And so on this stage, we gotta get that spiky ball over to that little spot on the ground. By doing that, it opens up this area. Going up here, we'll destroy all the traps, and that is the secret for this stage. These stages can move by pretty quick, but also, depending on how good or bad I do, some of them can go quite a bit longer than desirable. I have the world record for this category at about 22 minutes. However, I should add, if things go wrong, I can be very bad on my time. That's why my estimate is quite conservative, because there is a good chance of things going very wrong. So here we want to do a little jump rope. We do this 5 times, and now this area opened up. like I said, all of this on getting 100% is about finding these really cool secrets. The game is almost it's a puzzle exploration adventure game and a speedrun platformer all in one, depending on if you want to play 100% or any percent. Here we have everyone's favorite. Who doesn't like a water level? I mean, last time I checked, that's everyone's favorite on, like Zelda Ocarina of Time. The water temple is the best level, right? No, it's not? All right, well, we're going to go through this. We're going to get out of this water level as quick as possible because, quite frankly, I'm not a fan of the water level. No one should be. Water levels are usually just frustration, although Fred Wood, the designer of this game, keeps things very, I'd say, friendly in terms of any challenges. This game, one cool thing is if you play it speedrunning, there is no RNG in the speedrun mode. In time attack mode, oh boy, I fell slightly off cycle and then I just threw myself into things. Some of these secrets, you might be wondering, how do I know where to go? Well, if you notice that white area, there's some little dots on it. Those dots imply that we could jump through it. So here's an example, putting a checkpoint, it dies because that checkpoint would not survive where these, that was bad. All right, that was me accidentally killing myself at a very inopportune time by putting my checkpoint in a bad place. I got a little cocky there, but we will make up for that quite easily. And I have a feeling we're going to end up a bit underestimate nonetheless. I'd say at least a couple minutes under. We'll see where it goes for sure, but I'll try and keep the cockiness down a little bit because that was not really called for. So on this stage, we want to jump on every one of these little platforms. As I jump on them, ooh, that is going just a touch quick. As I jump on them, you'll notice the pixels slightly change on them. This stage, by the way, is incredibly hard because you're doing a lot of jumping into things that you cannot see. You are really putting a lot of faith into your free fall, which is not usually a good idea on video games unless you're speedrunning and you know the cycles. You'll also notice as we go through, there is some very obvious inspirations that we're going to see that Fred Wood took in these stages. If you don't get a Donkey Kong vibe, the original Donkey Kong, off of this stage, well, I can't really help you with that, but this is very much Donkey Kong in spirit. You have the barrels, you're trying to avoid them. And we're just going to continue now going uphill to get around these barrels. You could put a checkpoint there because the barrels will jump over it because of that little jump pad. This stage, we want to hit 3 little spots, and now in the upper right, you might have saw a little door flashing. We're going to go up here to where that door was. And that's how we'll find the secret. I should have gone one more jump there and then fall down here, fall through this floor. You can only fall through it if you have enough momentum. And then we continue on. One really cool thing on this game, if you haven't picked up on it already, is the music is unbelievable. Like every single stage has just the best music. This one's secret.
I was going to chime in about that, saying this music is just bop after bop.
Yeah, there is, like, every single song on this game is great. There's 25 new stages in Love 3. Love 2 had 25 stages. Love 1 had 16. Each one has its own unique song. You'll never hear the same song twice. And the music is just, none of them disappoint. Here we're going to go over here. We have switches that are real switches, like you have to use the switches, get through the stage, but we also have switches that are part of finding the secret. The secret is down here. Luckily, we have only a few more water stages left because, like I said, I am not a fan of water stages. Although here we're going to have another Donkey Kong barrel-inspired nightmare. I should not put a checkpoint there. I should have kept it back here because we wanted to death abuse back to the checkpoint. I'm going to step on a few specific spots. You'll see that area right above me right now is lighting up. You hit all of them in one life, and you can open up this area. If you don't hit all of them in one life, well, whoops. That is bad news because you have to redo all of them. By collecting the secrets on stages, you also tend to turn off traps, so you'll notice there are no more barrels. By turning off all those traps, we finish the barrels, and we're free from them. Here we have another stage where I feel at least a very strong inspiration probably came from pinball. This feels very much to me like being in a pinball machine. And if you want to see it a little better, possibly going down, you'd see it better than going up, which we will do in just a minute because the secret here is actually all the way back at the start of the stage. I did not want to hit that checkpoint right there. Ooh. Fell slightly off because I hit a bad checkpoint. I need to, for this secret, go right there, and now we could go back to the beginning of the stage where... So this game, if you haven't been able to tell, is actually really tricky. A lot of it comes down to very precise movement. Very precise movement. But it's all good. We're going to stay ahead of our estimate. I have a good feeling about that. But going all the way back to the beginning without putting down another checkpoint, because we want to death abuse back to the end of the level. I just want to take a moment of a little bit of quiet right here. This is my favorite song in this game. This song is amazing. All right, taking that moment to appreciate it. We are hitting a bunch of little checkpoints or switches. By hitting those switches, we are creating more switches. And then we could go up here where we have Mega Man style Yoku bricks. And we want to ride them up to this collectible and then kind of get another kind of pinball-y type of vibe of very fast movement. And we're on to the next stage. This stage is definitely one of the most unique ones in terms of 100% versus any percent, because 100%, you have these purple bricks and these white bricks. The purple bricks are floors. They don't do anything to you. The white bricks will kill you if you touch them. The purple bricks will come back if you don't destroy them for a little bit. I need to hit that just a tiny bit more. The white brick will go away permanently. And so to do the 100%, we need to audio cue. I just heard a bump, 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 which is what I needed. We need to destroy every white brick in this stage, which is a lot of work considering some of them were up here. They were invisible until we got up here. This is another one where we're going to go back to the beginning after we unlock the collectible. This game really does put you through the ringer of having to go back to a lot of places. So we have our last set of white bricks here. Just want to listen to make sure we hit them all. This game has some good audio cues, just like the good music. So we heard that dink. And then we want to go back where we were earlier. Another important thing, we want to move this gun just a little, because if you let the gun sit too long, they will reset to their original place. which could be bad news all around because they can end up shooting right where you're jumping. This is really tricky. We don't want to put down a checkpoint because we want death abuse back to the end. So if you saw at Camp Out for Camp 10 Trees, when I did Love 2 Kuso, there were these helipod things on one stage. And they just moved around, they were an obstacle, they like killing you. Now we get to ride the helipods. And if you think this game looked kind of hard before, riding these helipods is Flappy Bird. It is Flappy Bird meets a grocery cart, the worst of grocery carts. I am flying to 4 specific places, flying or running. We hit all 4 of them. By hitting all 4, we will open up another area. We'll take a safety save right there, or a safety checkpoint. By the way, I mentioned before that water levels are horrible. These helipods are even worse. They're perfectly fair. The controls are kind of good, but also the controls are really hard. Like, it's a great game. It's just a game that puts you through the ringer. But by Gain the Secret, we got rid of all the helipods. They no longer occur. This stage here is what I call the midterm exam. Midterm exam because there are 4 tests here. Each of the quadrants has a test. We are going to skip them. We're going to cheat. And kids out there, if you're at school, don't cheat. But if you're playing this game, cheat and skip your exam. We get the collectible. I'm going to get real quiet because this is incredibly hard. The hardest trick in the game. Got through normally, so we'll take a look. This is not part of 100%, but Milo and Bork. Fred Wood put his cat and dog in this game. It's cute. It takes a second out of our way to get it. We're going to enjoy it. So normally, when you complete each of the 4 quadrants, you will find a jump pod or jump pad will create at the very end of that ramp that I flew through. But we decide to cheat and not have to complete everything. Saved us some time, but also it is incredibly difficult. This stage right here, we are just going to try and hit a few different areas. You might hear a little click sound when I hit them. And once we hit all of them, it's going to open this secret room right down here. And and now we are going to go on to another Donkey Kong inspired level, more Barrel Madness.
And I do want to jump in here just super quick. Thank you so much, Robot, for the $20. We super appreciate it.
Awesome. Donations are fantastic. AbleGamers is such a great cause. The whole idea of making everyone can enjoy games is so important. And they do a lot of great work. So here we are almost through with this stage, and you're probably wondering, I hit some switches, but where's the collectible? Well, you get to the very end, and it's time for time travel. Time manipulation. We gotta go back in time, find a portal all the way back to the beginning of the stage, and now we can finish the stage. This one here is going to show you some new things about the helipods and the importance of checkpoint death warps or death abuse. So we want to avoid putting down necessary checkpoints and trust that we could survive. So if we put a checkpoint on these slashed floors, the ones I'm on right now, the floor disappears and that will get rid of the checkpoint because your checkpoint can't be in midair. Fun fact, helipods are explosive. You could destroy these walls with them. And now we are going to rely on hoping I do not die unnecessarily. I don't want to have to reset my checkpoint, so we're going to fly through here. We're back here. This is the hard part. If I would have died, I was at the wrong helipod to go back there, and it really would have hurt me. This stage here is the closest we have to an auto-scroller, because you can only move as fast as the squares. That checkpoint's going to die. You can't put any checkpoints down in the stage until right here. If you step on a switch, you can speed up these squares, but when you speed them up, you can't do so when you're inside of them. Hit that checkpoint, hit that checkpoint. There are 2 switches on those walls, and you have to hit them in order before you fall down here. We find a very fast one of these. This one moves as fast as you do, so you really gotta move fast. And now we'll go up here over checkpoint right there.
Is it okay if I jump in with another donation?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we got $50 from Buzzer Yum Yum saying, love the music and helipods. Thank you so much. And with that, we are currently sitting at $874.69. We are getting so much closer to that $1,000 initial goal and unlocking the Hot Ones challenge. Keep it up, everyone.
Nice. By the way, Buzzer Yum Yum is my partner who is always incredibly supportive of me when I do charity runs, so always glad to have Buzzer Yum Yum, you know, supporting me all the way and supporting great causes like this. So this stage, we are going to have kind of another pinball-y type of vibe. Oh, I forgot to put a checkpoint back up there. I always think of this stage as a haunted pinball machine because it feels like these things are ghosts, like they're little wisps. Almost feels like something you would see like in a horror game or, you know, as one of the more meandering enemies on a Castlevania game. This stage here, we are wanting to avoid these platforms when they come up. They slowly turn white. When they turn fully white, they will kill us. So when they come up, they're bad news, like that. We want to hit at the end of each of these areas. You'll notice as I run across them, we are destroying half of the lights. We want to get all of those. By the way, this is kind of tricky. If you jump full height, you will jump into the ceiling, so this is all about jump control. You have to jump fast, you have to jump quick, you have to jump like very low. And here you might have heard a slight click. That slight click said this opened up, and we are actually getting near the home stretch. We are in the final batches of levels because we are on level 21, almost done with 21 right here. We'll bring those down, run over here. This stage, if you ever play casually, is without a doubt the most unique stage casual versus a 100%. Casually, it is lightning quick. 100%, it is actually kind of slow. If you do this 100% and you avoid having to get those switches like that one, it is incredibly fast because you could just move at the speed of those barrels and just ride the bounces the whole way. Meanwhile, if you do 100%, you have a very good chance of being killed by those wisps at the very end. Time for more helicopter or helipod crashing. If you don't know about 100% stuff, you would fly all the way up. And if you fly all the way up, it is a slow descent back down to this area. But we will take this helipod and fly as carefully as possible. If I didn't mention it before, helipods control really bad. Like, they are really finicky. It is all about all or nothing for speed, so it is a challenge. By going up there, we open this. And now we will take the intended way and run through here. These fall a lot slower than in that previous level. We are now down to the penultimate level. We are almost done. I am quite a bit ahead of my estimate, which is incredibly surprising considering I did some some mistakes earlier, kind of like that. Oh. But good news, if I continue making mistakes, I'll continue going slow. And also raise more money, because like I said before, 5 cents per death, jump, or checkpoint. This is the final stage. It is what I call the final exam. It is a lot like that one previously, where it was 4 exams that I skipped, except this time I am not skipping them, because we need to finish them. And you'll notice each section kind of has every type of obstacle we encountered previously. By the way, this is a tricky new strat I just learned of. You can actually skip most of that challenge. Let's put a checkpoint right there. We'll ride up here. So here we have a little puzzle. You need to know what order hit the switches. Spoilers, it's middle, right, left. That shuts down this machine. We will death abuse down to here because riding that slow shoot down is bad news. We are almost at time, so get ready for it. By having 100%, we break open the floor below us. Normally, we'd have to jump out the top left of this area, and time is coming up in 3, 2, 1, time. So here, we get the secret ending by getting 100%, and we get to see, did 5-8 find friends in the post-apocalypse? Yes, he did. So this is the good ending. There's also a bad ending. Bad ending is you don't get to find your friends. You just fall out into a barren, abandoned world, which is sad news. And that was 22-23. That was actually only a second off from world record.
Oh my god! Wow, that was amazing.
I don't know what. I feel like I was possessed by something right there.
Oh, that was so good. Like,
I gotta say, I was watching basically in stunned silence for a lot of that. That was amazing, and the songs were bangers.
Oh yeah,
they're all great.
And I just realized I didn't see what my stats were at the end. I don't know if anyone noticed what they were.
Okay, so I can't do that, but someone should be able to look at the live stream and go back.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, if anyone could go back and tell me jumps, deaths, and checkpoints.
Okay.
Let me get the calculator ready.
Okay, so I have deaths at 118.
All right.
Checkpoints at 195. And jumps at 1,087.
All right, that comes out 1,400 even. All right, so if you want to join me with 1 cent per, and I'm not doing 1 cent, but if you want to do 1 cent per, $14. Nice even amount. I have never had that even. That's really cool. Or if you want to join me at 5 cents, because I'm putting my money where my mouth is, $70 even, which donating that to AbleGamers is a fantastic thing. I have been a huge fan of their charity, what they do, who they are helping, how they help, their communication, everything for so long. So I'm really happy to, donate $70. That is nothing for what they do for the world.
Absolutely, and we thank you so much for that, for your own incentive. That is amazing, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and match that 1 cent incentive. So kicking in, and that is that. Yeah, like we said, we were just watching in simple stunning and like stunned silence, and like every once in a while, everyone will be like, "Wow."
Yeah, that game it's hypnotic. It
really is.
It's one of those games where you just watch it and it's like, I don't even know what I'm seeing, but I know what it is. I know it's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's always a treat to see you bring these games over because it's just, we just can't stop watching. All right, and we have had a couple donations come in here. We are at, just a moment, $922.69. We have a $20 donation from Rujasu55 saying, thanks again for having me on and putting on this awesome marathon, donating to help us get the Hot Ones incentive and keep the hype going for Hepenwana and Love 3. We have $14 from Talbot saying matching at 1 cent per, and from me for $14 saying for Hepenwana's incentive. Let's go.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. And you can believe I am going to be submitting runs for, for future events. So I am always happy to join in and help out how I can.
Absolutely. We look forward to it. Thank you so much. Everyone, stick around because coming up next, get hyped. We have the Devil May Cry block. We are getting it's like, and we still have, like I said, a lot more of speedrun goodness and ending with that multi-world madness. Stay tuned.